Hi, I'm David Mutchler, and this is Vibha Allengard. We work as a team, along with the student assistants, to help you succeed in CSSE 120. As you know, we have switched to remote instruction. First and foremost, we want to assure you that we are 100% committed to meeting your needs in CSSE 120 fully, with careful attention to each student's individual needs and with lots and lots of individual attention available. If you need something special just for you at any point, just ask. This video shows how remote instruction works in CSSE 120. We will go over the basic idea of how things work, review the course schedule, what is due when, see how we will work together with lots of one-on-one help, and explain how you will do and turn in your work remotely. We've also scheduled optional whole group video meetings if you want to ask questions about anything in this video. Here is the basic idea for how remote instruction works in CSSE 120. First, there will be no whole group meetings of CSSE 120, at least until the project begins in week 8. Second, the exercises are unchanged, so there are already lots of resources, videos to introduce concepts, quizzes to help your understanding, and coding exercises to deepen your understanding. What is new is that you do the so-called in-class quiz and in-class pie chart exercises at whatever times you like, with weekly due dates to keep you from falling behind, with new videos to support what otherwise would be done whole group in class. To make up for the absence of a whole group in-person class, there are videos that review the answers to every in-class quiz, and videos that start each session by doing the follow me coding that we would normally do at the beginning of class. Also new is that there are many more opportunities to ask questions and get one-on-one help. Our main tool for doing so is what we will call Live Now. Each week, we will be online using a tool called Microsoft Teams, Sunday evening 7 to 11 p.m., Monday through Thursday, noon to 11 p.m., except for a break from 6 to 7 p.m., and Friday from noon to 4 p.m. That is 10 hours a day on most days for a total of almost 50 hours a week. By the way, all times herein are Eastern Standard Time, that is Terre Haute time. We have tried hard to include at least some hours every day that are likely to work for you no matter where in the world you live, but if not, let us know. When you use Live Now in Microsoft Teams to get one-on-one help, a student assistant can talk with you, see your pie chart code, and even write code for you when that is helpful. Vibha and I will often be on Microsoft Teams too, in case you have questions that even the very knowledgeable student assistants can't help you with. If your internet connectivity does not permit voice interaction in Microsoft Teams, there is a chat or text facility. Also, if you have questions when there is not a Live Now meeting open, you can post questions to be answered later. The schedule for the coursework is very similar to what it was before we switched to remote instruction. The main difference is that the work for each week is due Sundays at 11 p.m. That gives you flexibility. You can do both preparation and pie chart work at times of your own choosing, while ensuring that you don't fall behind. Here are 3 tips. Tip number 1, set a regular schedule for when you will work on CSSE 120. This is good advice for all your classes. Tip 2, do all your work during Live Now so that you can get instant answers to your questions via Microsoft Teams. Tip 3, don't try to do all your weekly work for this course Sunday evening just before it is due. For each session, most students take a total of about 3 to 4 hours to do the preparation and pie chart exercises combined. Note the 3 exam dates. For each exam, you have 2 days on which you can choose it, your choice, and on each day a 9-hour window in which to take a 3-hour exam that most students will finish in less than 2 hours. If you have a conflict with an exam date, just let us know. For students with accommodations for extra time, of course we will enable that as well. High-quality remote instruction requires that students and instructors communicate frequently, and that such communication be easy and comfortable for you. We automatically achieve frequent communication in CSSE 120 simply because almost all of your work is doing activities, and you turn in the results of those activities as you do them throughout the week. We are providing several ways to make communication easy and comfortable for you. Tool number 1 is what we will call Live Now. Almost 50 hours a week which simulate being, quote, in class. During Live Now, you can get one-on-one help from a student assistant with Viva and me as backup via a tool called Microsoft Tools. Here is a very quick preview of a video that shows how you can get one-on-one help during Live Now using Microsoft Teams. A subsequent preparation will ask you to watch the full video, it is very short, and point you to other resources for learning to use Microsoft Teams. You will download and install Microsoft Teams. Per the instructions, you will find the desktop app more useful than the web app probably. Every time that you are ready to begin working on CSSE 120 work, open Microsoft Teams. As soon as you have any question, or, and I emphasize this, if doing the to-do in PyCharm is taking you more than about 5 minutes to figure out, enter the CSSE 120 group in Microsoft Teams. You are already enrolled in that group, and enter what's called the Live Now channel. During the almost 50 hours a week of Live Now, you will see a Join button for a CSSE 120 TA meeting that is in progress. Click on the Join Meeting button, select whether or not you want to include video of yourself, probably not, and enter the meeting. This is like raising your hand in class. An assistant should notice you right away and say hello. You can share your PyCharm screen and talk through your questions via voice or text chat. When you are done with your conversation, you can mute your microphone but stay in the Live Now meeting and speak right up, unmuting your microphone, when you have another question, or you can exit the meeting. Our goal is to make it as much like being in class as possible. We won't achieve that fully, but we hope to be close. If the Live Now meeting gets more than 2 or 3 people at the same time, other assistants and/or Viba and I will typically set up a temporary side meeting and invite you to join us there. Microsoft Teams is easy to use, and you will probably use it for several of your classes. We have made a video to help you get started, and we'll point you to it in a forthcoming preparation. We will have to see how well or poorly Microsoft Teams works for you, since it depends on your internet connectivity, our internet connectivity, and the rate at which we all get better at using the tool. Rest assured that if Microsoft Teams is not the right tool for you, there are alternatives, as we will soon see. We have assigned student assistants to be available via Live Now during the following hours every week: Sunday evening 7 to 11 p.m., Monday through Thursday noon to 11 p.m., except for a break from 6 to 7 p.m., Friday from noon to 4 p.m. All times are Eastern Standard Time, that is, Terre Haute time. If a student assistant is ill, the assistant will try to get a sub, but if not, and if you don't see a Join Now when you try to get onto Live Now, you can always ask questions via the chat facility to be described next. And again, if Microsoft Teams is too intensive for your internet connection, just let us know so that we can use alternatives that work for you. Tool number 2 for you to use in communicating with us is again Microsoft Teams, but this time used where there is no Live Now meeting, or when you have a time-insensitive question. In this mode, you will not use the Live Now channel, but will instead use a channel for the week's sessions. For example, use the channel named Sessions 4 to 6 Questions to ask a question about those sessions when Live Now does not have a meeting open. In these non-live channels, use chat to type your question. Later, someone will enter that channel and answer your question. It's like email, but better because, first, anyone, even other students, can answer your questions. Second, your instructors and all the student assistants will monitor these chat channels, so you should get pretty fast responses. 3, you can search through those responses when you have a question that you think someone else might have asked and had answered. In that respect, it is sort of like an FAQ. Tool number 3 is one that is very familiar to you. You can email Viba and me. Generally send email to both of us unless your question is specific to one of us. Please use Microsoft Teams rather than email when you can. You'll get faster responses that way. But if you're having any troubles with Microsoft Teams, definitely email us. Tool number 4 is to call via telephone, Viba or me. Either of us is fine. Our phone numbers are in the announcements section of Moodle. Leave a message if we don't answer. This phone call method should be a last resort method of communication for you, but its availability should reassure you that you can always reach us, no matter what. Tool number 5 is a tool for reverse communication. Viv and I will reach out to anyone whom we think could benefit from guided programming sessions. We are also available for appointments, of course. Tool number 6 is up to you. Would you like a tool that is intended for student-to-student communication? If so, and especially if you would like to take the lead in introducing such a tool, let us know. Finally, there is tool number 7, anonymous feedback in Moodle. This is so that if you feel at any time that you are being ignored or that something else is going wrong in the course, and if you don't feel comfortable talking to one of us about it by email or phone, you have a surefire way to communicate your concerns anonymously. Here's what you will do for each session and how you will turn in your work. First, you go to the course home page as usual. From there, go to the preparation for the session as usual. Do the preparation as usual, doing the quizzes on Moodle as usual. At the bottom of the preparation, you'll see something new. Just do what it says for that item. It will take you to the so-called in-class quiz, hereafter called the before the session quiz. The only thing new is that you do that quiz as part of the preparation, not, quote, in class. Just after the above item, so just after you've done the before the session quiz, you will see another item. Following its link will bring you to links to what we will call the Start the Session videos. Just follow the instructions on that page, which include opening PyCharm and getting the modules for the session if they're not already there. You will see that videos introduce the session, then review the answers to the before the session quiz that you just did, then lead you through Follow Me exercises where you do coding in PyCharm right along with the video, just like we typically do in class. Along the way, you will turn in your before the session quiz per the instructions. You get full credit for any serious attempt, so no worries if you get some of the questions wrong. All of the quizzes in the regular preparation and the before the session quiz count in the sense that you are required to do them to pass the course, just as you are required to do the PyCharm exercises to your instructor's satisfaction. However, you get full credit for doing each quiz, regardless of whether or not you get the questions right. They are strictly to help your learning. That said, you should take the quizzes seriously in that, for example, it would be a terrible idea to watch the answers in the video and then do the before the session quiz. That would just harm your learning. But you should not agonize over the questions as you might on an exam. Spend as much time in the quiz questions as helps your learning and no more than that. After doing the before the session videos, work the exercises in the PyCharm modules for the session as usual, reading the example modules and doing the to-dos in other modules in the order that you encounter them. You can get help on any of the to-dos. You should continue doing them until your code passes its test and you believe that your code is correct. If you need help and that means you have to turn in something a little late, that's perfectly okay. In summary, you do the Moodle quizzes associated with the videos, you turn in the before the session quiz to the indicated section of Moodle, and you turn in your code in two ways, commit and push, and putting your code in the indicated section of Moodle, doing the self-reflection as you do so. We will point you to a separate video about Exam 1, what it covers, what it will cover, its format, and how you take it. For now, just note that you can take it during any 3-hour period within either of the 2 9-hour windows. And if that does not work for you, just let us know and we'll find an alternative for you. I hope that this video has addressed most of your concerns about how remote instruction works in CSSE 120. We have also scheduled optional whole group video meetings if you want to ask questions about anything in this video. Check your email for the day and time of those sessions. And of course, you can also ask questions via Microsoft Teams in the chat sessions where you can ask about anything. I want to conclude by again assuring you we are 100% committed to meeting your needs in CSSE 120 fully, with careful attention to each student's individual needs and with lots and lots of individual attention available. If you need something special just for you at any point, just ask.